Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University. School of Agriculture, SOA. Certificate in Poultry Farming, CPF. OLPI 001 Poultry Housing and Management. Block 1 Housing and Equipment. Unit 1 Principles of Housing, 1.0 Objectives. After studying this unit, you will be able to determine when to start a poultry farm. Assess the prerequisites for starting a poultry farm. Estimate the dimensions of broiler and layer houses. Explain the construction of a poultry house. And identify ways and means to reduce cost of construction. 1.1 Introduction. You must be aware that nowadays, chicken of two different kinds are available in the market, one that is mainly meant for meat purpose, we call them broilers, and the other which produce many eggs, we call them layers. Do you know that broilers can attain a body weight of 2 kilograms by 40 to 42 days of age and layers produce 300 to 320 eggs a year? Surprising, isn't it so? You might have heard of chickens reared at the backyard, producing about 50 to 60 eggs in a year and weighing hardly 1 kilogram after completion of lay 52 weeks. All these are due to tremendous progress made by the scientists in developing birds of high productivity. Our country produces approximately 160 crore kilogram, 1.6 million tons, broilers. Considering that India has 100 crore, 1000 million population, each person is getting about 1600 grams, 1.60 kilograms of broiler meat per annum. This is generally referred to as per capita consumption of broiler meat. Similarly, we produce about 4,200 crore eggs and hence, per capita consumption of eggs is 42. Note, 1 crore equals 100 lakhs are 10 millions, 1 ton equals 10 quintals or 1000 kilograms. 1 quintal equals 100 kilograms. 1.2 STARTING A poultry farm. When you want to start any business, you will definitely consider pros and cons, favorable and unfavorable aspects of the enterprise. Similarly, for starting a poultry farm, you should consider several aspects. Answering the following questions will facilitate in decision making. Is there demand for poultry products in your locality? Which of the poultry products, egg or meat, has better demand? Is there any competition by other producers? Approximately, how much is the demand? How many eggs per day and how many kilogram poultry meat per week or per day is required? Do you have the necessary know-how of the production essentials? Do you have capital or you need assistance from bank or other financing institutions? Do you have veterinary help nearby? Do you get all inputs, chicks, feed, medicines, vaccines etc. easily and regularly? Do you have water and power supply at the farm premises? Has the water tested for suitability for drinking purposes? Are there any problems in marketing? Do you have sufficient land for the purpose? When you can get answers in support of poultry farming, you can venture into the business. 1.3 Prerequisites of a poultry house. You know that broilers attain 2 kilograms body weight by 40 days of age, that means, they grow at about 50 grams per day, 2000 grams divided by 40, or about 2 grams per hour. Similarly, a layer produces 300 to 320 eggs per annum, considering each egg weighing 57 grams, a layer also produces 46.8 grams per day or about 2 grams per hour. Therefore, these high-producing birds can't be reared at the backyard. They require a proper house, proper feeding and management, otherwise, they fail to produce as expected. In this unit, you will be learning about the housing of broilers and layers. It is a general practice to rear broilers on floor with paddy husk or other suitable material being spread on the floor. This is referred to as deep litter system. Hence, all description below refers to deep litter system. On the same lines, layer chicks are reared up to 18 weeks on deep litter and later in cages. Any poultry house has some basic requirements. They are as follows. 1.3.1 Location. Poultry sheds are preferred to be located upwind, meaning that wind, on most occasions, blow from poultry shed to other buildings, to minimize spread of infection from other buildings into the poultry unit and on an elevated area to facilitate ventilation by wind. It must be remembered that wind cannot be created. This is particularly true for broiler sheds and sheds meant for chicks in case of layers. 1.3.2 Orientation. It is advisable to construct poultry sheds in such a way that its length faces east-west direction. The length of the building should be parallel to the shadow of a pole, vertically erected during afternoon of peak summer. You will be naturally getting a doubt, why not in other directions? The reasons for east-west orientation are as follows. Southwest and northeast are the main monsoons in our country. Hence, most of the times, wind blows between southwest to north and northeast to south. Therefore, to prevent direct wind blowing into the building, orientation should be east-west. A slight angle of about 6 degrees can be provided to further limit the direct wind flow. East-west orientation also minimizes direct sunlight entering into the shed and minimizes chances of rainwater entering into the building. 1.3.3 Width. The width of a broiler shed can't exceed 9 meters, 30 feet, excluding thickness of side walls. You will definitely ask, why such a restriction on width? Ammonia, New Hampshire 3. A gas produced by the action of bacteria in the fecal matter accumulates inside the building, affecting human beings and performance of birds. Orientation of the building described above actually results in reduced wind flow. Hence, to minimize accumulation of ammonia, width should not exceed 9 meters, 1.3.4 Length. Length of the building depends on number of birds to be housed, their age and the requirements of flow space by the birds. If building is very long, there may be some problems in water flow in water lines. Hence, length generally does not exceed 4 to 6 times the width. 1.3.5 Height. Full walls can be constructed unless doors are located on either side of the long axis, i.e. east and west sides, usually made of brickwork, 25 centimeters thick, in Portland cement, lime and sand. Internal finishing of the walls by cement plastering, 12 millimeters thick, must be smooth, unbroken and whitewashed. Height of the side wall, referred to as stud, of a poultry house should be such that the farm personnel can easily move in and out of the building. Generally, sidewall will be 2.1 to 2.4 meters, 7 to 8 feet high to provide slope in the roof on either sides. The side wall is strengthened by pillars every 3 meters, 10 feet, to help hold the roof structures. Pillars can be constructed of brickwork in cement, concrete or, wherever available, stone pillars. 1.3.6 Roof. Poultry houses will have a roof sloping on either side. The roof itself projects out by 0.9 to 1.2 meters, 3 to 4 feet out of the side walls. Why such slope is required? Slope helps move rainwater away from the poultry house. The slope can be as low as 5 and as high as 45, in case of thatched roof. Roof of poultry houses is generally made of corrugated asbestos cement concrete ACC sheets. They are fixed over trusses which are triangular metal frames made of wood or steel to fix the roofing material. Fig. 1.1. Roofing material is fixed on horizontal strips called purlins. Fig. 1.1. Roof truss. Look at the screen. If you observe the cross-section of the house carefully, you can notice that a gap of 10 to 15 centimeters, 4 to 6 inches, is left between the roofing materials on either side of the center of the building, called ridge. This gap is covered, to prevent seepage of rainwater, by semicircular PVC pipes of 15 to 20 centimeters, 6 to 8 inches, in diameter. Can you imagine why such a gap is provided? The answer is simple. Like human beings, the birds also respire, breathe, and produce heat. Hence, the air inside the building becomes hot. You are aware from your Science lessons that hot air is lighter, less density than normal air. Therefore, it rises up inside the building. To help escape of hot air, a gap is provided at the ridge of the roof. 1.3.7 Flooring, sidewalk and steps. Floor of a poultry house must be clean, hygienic, non-porous, easily cleanable, durable, quick drying, non-slippery, non-absorbent of moisture and least expensive. Before construction of the floor, the hollow space, trench, formed by the construction of the plinth wall is suitably filled. Usually, earth removed for foundation is used for this purpose. Concrete flooring is the best because it is durable, hygienic and most impervious, prevents rats making a way through the floor and cheap. However, cement mortar flooring can also be employed to reduce cost of construction. Wherever available, stone slabs can be used for flooring. A slope of 1 cm for every 40 to 60 cm of the solid floor towards the side wall of the house with 5 cm, 2 inches. Pipes every 3 meters, 10 feet, will help in cleaning when the birds are removed. What is the need of sidewalk all round the house? Sidewalk is a projection of the floor all round the building, Fig 1.2. Its all surfaces are made smooth. The main advantages of the sidewalk are easy observation of the birds without even entering the house, especially during night. It greatly reduces rats and snakes entering into the building, particularly when all the surfaces are smooth. Hence, it is also referred to as rat-proofing structure. Fig. 1.2, Sidewalk. Steps may be constructed to reach the doors. Fig. 1.3. Top of the steps should be parallel to the sidewalk with a gap of 0.6 to 0.9 meters, 2 to 3 feet. Obviously, you will be curious to know why such a gap is needed. The reason is, rats and snakes cannot jump over the gap to land on sidewalk and gain entry into the poultry house. However, there is no hard and fast rule that steps must be constructed. 1.3.8 Other requirements. All walls should be whitewashed, and in areas where hot weather conditions are prevalent, roof can be painted white. In front of every door, a footbath 60 cm times 45 cm, 2 feet times 1.5 feet, 5 cm deep, 2 inches, should be provided as a pit on the sidewalk to facilitate sanitation. Fig. 1.4. Fig. 1.4, Footbath. An overhead tank, at least at the level of ridge of the roof, i.e. 3.6 to 4.2 meters, 12 to 15 feet of a minimum capacity of 500 liter has to be provided. An output pipe from the overhead tank should supply all the pipelines provided for the house. To connect automatic waterers, suitable valves for both input and output of water are compulsory. It is always recommended to have an additional output with valve to facilitate arrangement of sprinkling of water, especially under summer conditions. Incandescent bulbs with a square reflector, Fig. 1.5, of size 30 cm, 1 foot, fixed. Stiff at a height of 1.8 meters in 2 rows, Fig. 1.7, will ensure optimum distribution of light. If possible, timer device can be provided to put off the light automatically. During the day, each bulb should have a separate switch. Fig. 1.5, Incandescent bulb with reflector. Look at the screen. You may ask why reflector is square in shape and not conical, and why the bulbs are fixed stiff. Only square reflector can illuminate all areas of the house which is also square or rectangular in shape. If the bulbs are swinging due to wind, the shadows also move and the birds get frightened. Therefore, they are fixed. Stiff. Store area can be separated by a chicken mesh partition or by a wall itself to a height of 1.8 meters, 6 feet. At least 5 numbers of 15 cum 5 amp power points have to be provided on the side wall inside the shed for arranging of broodaires, and also in the store room. A wash place, 1 meter times 1 meter, 3.3 feet times 3.3 feet, with a tap is required at a convenient Distance from the shed with proper drainage of wash water. In regions where severe summer conditions are expected, a network of pipeline with sprinklers can be fixed on the roof to facilitate evaporative cooling whenever needed. An underground pit measuring 2 meters times 2 meters times 2 meters, about 6 feet times 6 feet times 6 feet width. Open floor, brick walls with laid made of concrete slab is necessary for carcass disposal. It should have an opening of 30 centimeters times 30 centimeters, 1 foot times 1 foot, and a vent tube 15 centimeters, half a foot diameter with a chimney of at least 3 meters, 10 feet, and a cowl at its tip as far away as possible, at least 15 m, 50 feet, from the broiler shed. The presence of trees and other farm buildings can greatly affect airflow around a livestock shelter. But, under hot humid conditions as expected in coastal areas, trees are the best choice to reduce heat stress. Maintaining a minimum separation distance will take care of other buildings adjacent to the poultry house. 1.4 Broiler house. You have already learned that there are two types of chicken: broilers and layers. Broilers are reared for 5 to 6 weeks and sold for meat. Layers are reared for 6 months before they start lay, referred to as replacement stock, and will be retained for another 12 months, when they will be producing eggs. For the sake of convenience, assume broiler house for 1000 broilers every 7 weeks and houses for 500 replacement stock and 1000 layers. Note, after sale of broilers by 6 weeks of age, 1 week's time is needed to clean and disinfect the house. Therefore, it is assumed to obtain broiler chicks once every 7 weeks. In this section, you will know about broiler house. For construction of poultry sheds, you should have a clear picture as to what are the structures you will have when the house is cut across, north-south. We call this cross-section. You should also have a picture of structures in the house when seen from top without the roof. This is referred to as flow diagram. You may get a doubt, how do these two diagrams help construction? The answer is simple. These two diagrams give a clear idea as to the dimensions of the building and also location of equipment, doors, lights etc. 1.4.1 Calculation of total area and dimensions of the building. When a building has to be constructed, you would like to know how to go about knowing the length and width. For this purpose, several factors have to be considered, like type and number of birds as well as up to what age they will be reared in that particular house. In the present example, we are considering broilers, 1000 numbers, and reared up to 6 weeks of age. With this information, total area and dimensions of the building are calculated as follows. I. Total area. Total area of the building to be constructed depends on the floor space required. Each broiler requires 900 square centimeters, 1 square foot. You have studied in your mathematics that area of a rectangle is measured as product of length and width. Therefore, 900 square centimeters, 1 square foot, means 30 centimeters, 1 foot, length times 30 centimeters, 1 foot, width. Hence, for 1000 broilers, a building with internal area of 900 square centimeters times 1000 equals 90 square meters or 1000 square featuring is required. Note, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Therefore, 1 square meter is 100 centimeters times 100 centimeters equals 10,000 square centimeters. E. Dimension of the building. Keeping restriction on width of the building that is less than or equal to 9 meters, is less than or equal to 30 feet, the length is calculated so as to obtain a total area of 90 square meters, 1000 square feet. Assuming that width of 5 meters, 16.5 square foot, is the minimum to accommodate other equipments, the following combinations of length and width are possible. Table 1.1, Dimensions of a broiler shed with a total area of 90 square meters, 1000 square feet. Look at the screen. Any of the length-width combinations can be employed depending on the land available. For convenience, we will assume 15 meters length times 6 meters width building from now onwards. Length of the building will be 1/2 to 6 times its width. 1.4.2 Cross section. Cross section is a picture you would obtain when a building is cut by an imaginary line across the length. Cross section of the broiler house under our consideration is given below. Fig. 1.6. Fig. 1.6. Cross section of a broiler house, where a rise 0.60 to 1.20 meters. B. Overhang. C. Stud height 2.10 to 2.40 meters. D. Sidewalk 0.45 to 0.60 meters. A. Plinth minimum 0.30 meters. F. Width maximum 9 meters. G. Sidewall 0.30 to 1.20 meters depending on climate. H. Door 1.80 times 1.20 meters. I. Eaves. J. Run maximum 4.5 meters. P. Pitch angle depending on A and J or F. F. G. Pipes to fix hanging feeders. W. Water line to automatic waterers. Note 1. Pitch normally does not exceed 30 degrees. 2. Doors can be provided on the sides also. 3. No central passage is required. 4. In the present example, F equals 6 meters, 20 feet, and J equals 3 meters, 10 feet. Look at the cross section given above. You can see that all the dimensions excepting length of the house is given. 1.4.3 Floor diagram. Floor diagram is a picture you would get when roof is removed and you are viewing the building from the top. Floor diagram of the broiler house for the above example is given below. Fig. 1.7. Fig. 1.7. Floor diagram of a broiler house. Look at the screen. You can clearly notice that the floor diagram gives the length of the building as well as the location of lights and pillars. 1.4.4 Construction. With the cross section and floor diagram available, construction of any building involves the following steps: laying foundation, construction of plinth, front walls and side walls, fixing of doors and roof, and construction of flooring, sidewalk, steps, overhead tank and carcass disposal facility. Hence, broiler shed construction is discussed in the same order. I. Foundation. Width of the foundation will be more than that of the wall. A concrete foundation is preferred since it will be strong and water resistant. Brickwork foundation with stepped increase in thickness of wall, greatest at the base, projection called as footings, can be provided. Fig. 1.8. Fig. 1.8. Brickwork foundation, stepped. E. Plinth, front and side walls. Plinth refers to the height to which the floor of the house is raised above the ground. You may want to know why plinth is essential in the first place. The reason is given below. Plinth prevents seepage of water from the ground into the litter spread on the flooring. If litter becomes wet, chances of litter-borne diseases, especially coccidiosis, increases. It also minimizes entry of rainwater, rats, snakes and other creatures into the building. Hence, a plinth of minimum 30 centimeters, 1 foot, is provided for poultry houses. Full walls can be constructed unless doors are located on either side of the long axis, i.e. east and west sides, usually made of brickwork, 25 centimeters thick, in Portland cement, lime and sand. Internal finishing of the walls by cement plastering, 12 millimeters thick, must be smooth, unbroken and whitewashed. Side wall, also made of brickwork, will be 0.3 to 1.20 meters, 3 to 4 feet in height depending on outside temperature. E. Doors. Doors can be fixed on either side of the long axis, east and west sides, or on the side wall. 1.5 Houses for layers. In the previous section, you have learnt about the broiler house. Similarly, the layer house has certain standard area and dimensions for different types of houses which are discussed below. 1.5.1 Buildings required. As discussed earlier, layers are reared for 18 months. They are usually grown till Start of lay in brood grow house, BGH, and later on shifted to cage layer house, CLH. It is also a general practice to rear birds on litter, similar to broilers, till start of lay and shift to cages during egg production. For the sake of convenience, assume layer house for 500 replacement stock in BGH and 1000 layers in CLH for further discussions. You will be questioning now that how many buildings for replacement stock and how many for layers are required? The following table, Table 1.2, gives the method for utilizing all buildings properly. Table 1.2, Flock Schedule. Look at the screen. You can clearly notice that 1 BGH and 2 CLHs are required in. By obtaining a batch of layer chicks every 6 months, all the buildings will be engaged properly. The above table is popularly referred to as flock schedule because it gives the exact details of birds, flock, in the farm. Flock schedule depends on the number of batches of layer chicks you will be procuring every year. Depending on the flock schedule, the buildings have to be constructed. For convenience, consider a layer house for 500 layer chicks every 6 months. Obviously, we need a BGH for 500 chicks and 2 CLHs each to house 500 layers. Note, similar flock schedule is necessary if broiler chicks are obtained once every week, fortnight, month etc. In such cases, number of buildings also changes. 1.5.2 Calculation of total area and dimensions of the building. As described for broilers in the previous section, dimensions of layer house also depend on type, number and age up to which the birds are reared in the house. Dimensions of BGH and CLH for the example under consideration are calculated below. I. Brood grow house. Birds before lay require 900 square centimeters, 1 square foot, of area and hence, total area required is 500 times 900 equals 45 square meters, 500 square feet. The building dimension can be 9 meters in length and 5 m in width. Calculations are already described in section 1. 4.1. E. Cage layer house. Layers in cages require about 900 square centimeters, 1 square foot. For 500 layers, 500 times 900 equals 45 square meters. 500 square foot area is required. Therefore, 2 buildings each of 45 square meters, 500 square foot area are required. The most important factors to be considered are 1. Cage dimensions and 2. Cage arrangement. You might have visited layer farms and noticed that 3 bird laying cages which measure 45 centimeters, 18 inches, 38 centimeters, 15 inches, and 40 centimeters, 16 inches, in width, depth and height, respectively are fixed in CLHs, see Fig. 1.9. The floor of the cage projects, by 15 centimeters, 6 inches, to facilitate rolling out of eggs. Width is parallel to the length and depth to the width of the building. Fig. 1.9, 3 bird laying cage. Look at the screen, where W width, 45 centimeters. D depth, 37.50 centimeters. H height, 40 centimeters. A egg space, 7.5 centimeters. R rolling space, 15 centimeters. Dr. door, 20 centimeters times 20 centimeters. Note, feeding channel runs along the width of the cage in front and 15 centimeters, 6 inches, above the egg space. Nipple drinkers will be fixed at the top edge in front. Width of the cage. The maximum number of tiers of cages generally adopted is 3. Accordingly, 3-tier cage arrangement with 2L and 1M will be appropriate for the present case. See the illustration below for meaning of L and M. Note, it can be seen from the Fig 1.10 that projections for egg rolling need provision in width only for the lowermost tier. It is easy to visualize that every 45 centimeters, 18 inches, length can house 12 cages each of which can house 3 layers. That means 36 layers require 45 centimeters in length of the building. Therefore, 500 divided by 36 equals 13.88 or 14 cages are needed in each row. Hence, length of each row of cages is 14 times 45 equals 630 centimeters or 6.30 meters on either side of the length. 50 centimeters space is required for walking. Therefore, total length of the building will be 7.30 meters. Of 12 cages forming the width of the building, 4 will have the egg rolling projection toward the passage. Hence, total width required for cages alone will be 52.5 times 4. 37.50 times 8 equals 516 centimeters or 5.16 meters. There are 2 passages, each of which should be at least 50 centimeters. Therefore, total width of the building should be 6.16 meters or say 6.20 meters. Note, it can be seen that the total floor space required for 500 layers in a CLH is 7.30 times 6.20 equals 45.88 square meters. If 2 CLHs are constructed along the length, composite CLH, the total length will be 7.30 times 2 equals 14.60 meters, and giving allowance for 40 centimeters partition wall, it will be 15 m. Additional 2.50 meters are required for feed storage. Hence, the total length of the CLH will be 17.50 meters, 1.5.3 cross section. Cage layer house is different from other animal and poultry houses because you will not be walking on the ground in such houses. Instead, you will have to climb about 2 meters, 6.7 feet, and then walk on passages raised to that level. Brood grow house. Cross-section and flow diagram of BGH is same as that for broilers with only changes in dimensions. You have already studied broiler house in section 1.4.2 and 1.4.3. Cage layer house. The required 2 CLHs can be constructed separate or joined at one end to save cost of one wall. You have already calculated the dimensions of composite CLH. Required is 17.50 meters times 6.20 meters, 58.3 feet times 20.7 feet. The cross section below, Fig. 1.11, makes you understand this aspect. Look at the screen. Fig. 1.11, cross section of CLH. Where P concrete passage, 0.5 meters. O overhang, 0.90 to 1.20 meters. S support for cages, R rise, 0.60 to 0.90 meters. M metal supports to fix cages. C cage, N run, 3.09 meters. T pitch, 11 to 16. W sidewalk. Note, steps have to be constructed for persons to carry birds, feed, eggs etc. from and to the CLH, see Fig. 1.12. Door will be provided to the storeroom directly on the side wall, but at the level of passages. From the storeroom, entry is provided into the CLH. Door is also provided in the partition wall between CLHs, see Fig. 1.12. Wall is constructed only from the level of passages and upwards, Fig. 1.13. Below the level of passage, it is left completely open. Side walls above the level of passage can also be completely open, but to prevent predators and theft, they may be covered by expanded metal. Pitch normally does not exceed 30 degrees. 1.5.4 Flow diagram. Flow diagram of the CLH is different from that of a broiler house because of passages and cages being alternatively located inside the house. Look at the figure below. Fig. 1.12 for the details. Look at the screen. Fig. 1.12 Flow diagram of CLH. Note, all pillars and bulbs are equally spaced. Pillars are 1.48 meters apart and bulbs in the cage layer area are 2.46 meters apart. Bulbs are fixed at a height of 1.8 meters over the passages. Sidewalk is at the level of passages, 2.0 meters above the ground level. Steps should be parallel to the sidewalk, Fig. 1.13, with a gap of 0.6 to 0.9 meters, 2 to 3 feet. Fig. 1.13, cage layer house. 1.6 low-cost housing. Low-cost housing means constructing poultry house using the locally available and less expensive materials, thereby minimizing the initial cost. 1.6.1 items to be considered. In a poultry house, the following items can be made less expensive by using locally available cheaper materials. Floor. Instead of cement concrete, floor can be made of cement mortar. This is quite common in villages and reduces cost of flooring considerably. Stone slabs, wherever available at low cost. Clay flooring. Wooden materials, side wall and foundation. Instead of brick wall, stone slabs or asbestos sheet can be used. Instead of welded mesh fixed on brick wall, complete area can be covered with chicken mesh. Instead of concrete pillars with foundation, wooden poles, casuarina, bamboo, wood, stone pillars, hollow galvanized iron or steel pipes or cement pillars can be used. Roof and truss. Instead of ACC sheet roofing on steel truss, the following alternatives can be considered. Tiled roofing on wood or bamboo framework. Thatched roofing on bamboo framework. Note, in both tiled and thatched roofs, roof should have more slope and the pitch of the roof should be at least 30 and 45, respectively. You may ask why slope should be more? The answer is to prevent rainwater entering into the thatched house by its weight or through the spaces between the tiles. 1.6.2 Advantages and disadvantages. Obviously, changes given above for different parts of the building are primarily to reduce cost of the building. Another advantage is that the materials suggested have to be available locally and therefore reduces cost of handling and transportation. However, the disadvantages include: they are not very long-lasting. Flooring may have to be replaced once in 2 years. Roofing. In case of thatchers, once every year. They are not easy to clean and disinfect. The material may not be available when needed. Thatchers and tiles are prone to pests like rats, snakes etc. and parasites like ticks. Tiles may break and thatchers can catch fire. Heavy wind can blow off thatchers. Bamboo or wood structures can be damaged by termites. Sidewalk cannot be provided. Require labor more often. 1.7 Summary. The chickens are available in 2 forms, one for meat called broilers and the other for eggs called layers. They will be gaining weight at about 2 grams every hour and hence require good house, feed and management. Dimensions of a poultry house depend on type of housing and number of birds reared. Broilers are reared on litter for 6 weeks and they require 900 square centimeters, 1 square foot of area per bird. Layers, on the other hand, are reared on litter in a brood grow house till start of lay and later on grown in laying cages in a cage layer house. In both the houses, layers also require 900 square centimeters, 1 square foot of area per bird. Generally, poultry houses are constructed on brick foundation with brickwork sidewall, concrete flooring and asbestos cement concrete sheet roofing mounted on steel trusses. Plinth, sidewalk and overhang are provided to the houses. Cage layer house is uniquely different from other animal houses in its passages being raised 2 meters above the ground level. Cost of the house construction can greatly be reduced by using cheaper material locally available. However, low-cost houses do have certain disadvantages. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.